Hello everyone, Season 1 is starting and there are these new Malignant Gems, and I wanted to do a extremely quick breakdown about the ones that I think are going to be probably good and then keep your eyes open for. I'm not going to go through all of them because there are quite a bit, but you can kind of like look through the notes that we have here. I'm just going to talk about the ones that I think have a potential to be good. We're going to go through all the ones for general and then all the ones per class. So starting off, we have Picania. Makes it so that when you crit an enemy, it electrifies them and shocks nearby enemies that are also have been crit by you. This could be okay, but for the most part, I think enemies are just going to die too fast for this to have any impact, except for like maybe super duper late game. So yeah, Tempting Fate makes it so that you get critical strike damage, but non-crits deal less damage for builds like Bone Spear that already have just an insane amount of crit. This could potentially give you a lot of damage. We'll have to see if this is a multiplier or just additive, but this is pretty good. Revenge, I think, is going to be practically used by everyone in every build everywhere. And the reason for that is because 20% of damage is just ignored and exploded back on enemies. That's at least how we think it's going to work. And that more than covers up for the 750 armor that you're going to be missing, probably at least. And so I think that everybody's going to be using that. Malignant Pact, I think, could be kind of neat. It cycles through 3 different buffs every 20 seconds or every 20 kills. Gives you attack speed. Your core or basic skills have a 15% chance to fully restore your resource, and then gives you a barrier. This could just be kind of neat, and it'll probably be really good for leveling, especially because that barrier will be very good, and getting your resources restored also very good. And the super ones can go into any slot, so I think this will be okay. Creeping Death, I think, will give a lot of dot damage. Dots are basically increased by 30 to 40% per crowd control, and unstoppable enemies and staggered bosses are going to get 130% more damage from dots. That is a good multiplier. Barber is going to make it so that when you crit, and all following damage for 2 to 4 seconds is just absorbed by the enemy, and then it explodes, and it does 10% more damage per second that it was like storing up this damage. I have a feeling this is probably going to like break the servers or something. I could really see just people using this in high tier nightmare dungeons, throwing a bone spear into a pack a whole bunch of times, and then turns every enemy basically into a bomb, which is nuts. For Barbarian, the utility one here where skills have a chance to knock down enemies as long as the attack speed of that skill is above a certain amount. I think that this could be potentially good. I could even see like people stacking a little bit of attack speed for Whirlwind and then knocking enemies down nonstop with this. Could be kind of cool. Ignoring Pain makes it so that incoming damage, you basically have a dodge chance on damage, and you just get healed instead. And this is okay, definitely not as good as the Revenge one, where it just makes it so the damage is suppressed. For Druid, Moon Rage makes it so 5% chance on kill. So summon a wolf for 20 to 30 seconds. And you also get +3 to wolves. I don't know if that means you get to summon 3 more wolves or you get 3 ranks of wolves. If it's ranks, it's not as good. If it's +3 wolves, that's really good. Inexorable Force makes it so that up to 30 to 50 distant enemies are just sucked into you when you're ulting. This is amazing. This is definitely something that druids need. And as you're going to activate Grizzly Rage, it's just going to pull enemies to you and allow you to do, more damage and pull stuff. Unconstrained Beast makes it so that when you are stunned, freezed, or knocked down, there's a 40 to 60% chance to activate Grizzly Rage for 3 seconds, which is really good because the Unstoppable in Grizzly Rage only activates at the start now. For Necromancer, I think that all of theirs have some potential. Sacrilegious makes it so that when you walk near a corpse, it automatically uses one of your equipped corpse skills, I think every second, and does reduce damage. So if this doesn't trigger a cooldown and just allows you to non-stop spam corpse tendrils every time you walk near a corpse, that'll be dumb. That would be actually really powerful and really cool, and I hope that they have that in. That'd be really fun. Decrepify Aura pretty much makes it so that when there's 5 nearby enemies, you automatically cast Decrepify on them, and it lasts quite a bit. I think that'll be kind of good if you don't want to have Decrepify on your bar. It probably will work. Frozen Terror makes it so that your lucky hit chance to fear, and then feared enemies are chilled. This is neat because when you lucky hit and fear, then that feared enemy gets fear on them, and then chill, and then potentially freeze, and that works together with Malignant Pact So for Shadow Necromancer, who's already a lucky hit build, I could see Frozen Terror being a big deal. Great Feast is probably one of the most ridiculous Ligma gems that we have here. Each minion drains 1 to 2 essence per second, but deals 50 to 75% more damage. And no minion, and when you have no minions, this applies to you, but drains 5 essence per second. So if you can deal with that 5 essence per second, that's a lot of damage. And if you're playing a minion build, I don't think they really care too much about having essence in the first place. So this kind of like allows you to turn your essence into damage. Minions were already killing Uber Lilith. Now it's going to be even better. For Rogue, I think that the Trickery one here is probably going to be extremely good for leveling. I'm looking forward to this. I'll be playing Rogue leveling up. And whenever you use a Subterfuge skill, it drops like a decoy totem that explodes after and has a 5-second cooldown. And this will just keep you alive. Like you use your cloak and it drops a totem down that decoys everything and then explodes. It taunts enemies onto it. It's very, very good. And if you drop your poison trap, it'll also drop one of these. Hopefully it drops the decoy right where you are as opposed to somewhere random around you, but we'll have to see. Vile Apothecary, I think, also could be really cool. Your attacks have a 5 to 15% chance to apply all imbuement effects at 40 to 50% of the normal potency. And so this could allow you to basically just have all your imbuements active pretty frequently without actively having to activate them, which could be good. Stork has one I think it could potentially be bonkers, which is Tal Rasha. Each unique element you deal with, within like a certain time period, it gives you 7 to 12% more damage for 3 to 10 seconds. And so a typical build, you're going to get around like 40% more damage from this if you're hitting with fire, ice, and lightning. But if you find a way to do another element beyond that, like if you're in a map that has the like poison bomb, or you get any of the super uniques that allow you to do other elements, this could really ramp up in terms of damage. And 40% more damage is nice for a gem. Definitely better than 250 armor. And we're not even sure that these are the high end rolls for this. This is just like what a level 20 should be getting supposedly. So it could be pretty good. And then lastly, Omni Power makes it so that core skills launch a projectile. They consume all of your mana. This is basically just like Fireball and like Frost Ball, whatever it is, Frost Orb. And for every 45 to 35 extra mana consumed, you launch an additional projectile, and it's increased by 3 to 5%. I have a feeling that someone's going to make something absolutely ridiculous out of this, but I don't know what it's going to be. Let me know what you guys think in the comments below. What class are you going to be playing in Season 1? And hopefully you guys have fun. We'll see you then.